Alright, so we're on the green screen here because we're turning this into a television show. Liar, liar, pants on fire. We're in the kitchen. That's the reason. Let me get my strap on. What? Let me get my strap on. Something doesn't sound right about that. We are looking at 12-bar blues, and this is kind of an interesting thing. I wanted to do this with you for quite some time and finally got around to it now, I guess. But here's the drill. We're looking at some basic chords. They sometimes refer to these as shell voicings, and that means that not every note that's included in the chord. Can you shut one of those, Mike? Not every note that's included in the chord. Other way. And maybe that one. Ah, perfect. Notes that are not, all the notes are not in the chord. So in this particular case, we're going to play G, F, and B, and that's going to represent G7. And it's kind of, you might say, why don't you just play it like that? I have reasons. It's for what we go to. It's this transition type stuff. So tonic, flat 7, and third, and that's all we're playing for G7. Okay. For C7, we're going to keep the tonic where it was, which is now the 5th of the chord, and then we have the 3rd of C, which is E, and the flat 7, which is B flat. So those notes are G, E, and B flat. So we don't even have a root in this chord, but someone will play it, most likely the bass player. That's your C7, back to your G7. Now D7, which looks like C7, but up 2 frets, down to C7, back to G7. Just a little walk up. Okay, so from there, we have some other options, things that we can do to make it a little bit, I don't want to say more sophisticated, but a little bit different. You want to play the same thing every single time, so we have some different options of how we can get to chords. We'll keep the same shell voicings, and again, the shell voicing means that not all the notes from the chord are in there. It's just the sort of the important ones, I guess you could say. And they have like very economical movement. That's another great reason to use them, okay? So this time we'll do the same 12-bar kind of blues, but we'll transition from our chords a little bit differently. So the first time we just kind of hung and went, let's see. Is that the rhythm we used? I think so. This is what we did our very first time before I rolled the camera. So now we'll do the same thing, but we're going to transition a little bit differently. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same G7, half step up, just as a point of interest. quick release. C will stay the same. Back to the G. Don't do it the second time, it's too much. 5 chord, flat 6 to the 5. Same turnaround. So those are shell voicings, a couple different ways to approach a blues. Once you get these under your fingers really well, in this next video I'll show you some nifty things you can do with it.